What's up, YouTube? If you grew up in the early 2000s, then you probably have a lot of fond memories of playing the Traveler's Tales Lego games. And if you're anything like I was as a kid, then you always wanted to have physical figures of all the characters in these games. And while there were quite a few characters that you could play as that got physical releases from Lego back in the day, there were quite a few as well that never did. These were original creations by Traveler's Tales that, while they fit into Lego's design philosophy, we ultimately never got them as figures. Now, here's some 20 years later, we have a lot of really cool creators in the community who are putting out these minifigures physically. They're custom made and they aim to replicate the figure from the game. And I thought it'd be cool to maybe do a series where we take a look at some of them. And I wanted to start off with what I think is one of the best examples of this design philosophy that Traveler's Tales had. And that is the Hoth Luke character. This character appeared in one cutscene at the start of the first level for Empire Strikes Back, and then was a purchasable character after you completed the second level. Now, this minifigure in the game is interesting because whenever you actually play as him, he doesn't use a lightsaber. He only has a blaster. So he's one of the couple Luke characters that have a blaster. But just looking at him, you can see Lego's design philosophy in him. If you're anyone who really likes older Legos, you'll instantly recognize that his helmet is a combination of the classic spaceman and the classic police hat, which they did have to modify the police hat a little bit to allow the goggles to fit on, but I mean, overall, it looks like something that Lego would have put out back in the day. It just kind of never happened. Now, looking at the physical minifigure, it's very awesome, very cool. This was released by Brick Rebellion and Bingo Minifigs in December of 2025. And it is a brilliant looking minifigure. Here you can see it next to two actual Lego minifigures that got released, and you can see where they borrowed some of those design elements from. Specifically, on the right side, we have the Hoth Rebel, where the middle of his torso design came from. You know, the scarf and the buttons and everything. And then on Princess Leia here on the left, we have the checkerboard pattern and also the little rank insignia. Now, looking at the actual custom elements of this guy, I think we obviously have to start with the helmet. This helmet looks absolutely great. The white is color matched incredibly well. It's injection molded, which sometimes with these figures you get, 3D printed helmets, resin prints, resin molds. Injection molding is what Lego uses, and it's going to be the highest quality. And you can just tell here it looks great. One thing that does worry me a little bit, it does use a very thin chin strap, similar to the actual old school Lego astronauts, what they would have used, which many of you probably know that these chin straps are very fragile and very prone to breaking. This was featured, obviously, in Benny the Spaceman's character design in the Lego movie. But yeah, this is something that you probably won't be moving it around too much. It's more to, take pictures of, let it sit on a shelf or whatever, so it shouldn't really break. And this is really cool. The goggles actually come off. Anytime that Lego has used those goggles, it's always on a piece where it can be removed. And including that, I think, was a really cool feature. It makes it seem more like a product that Lego would have released, which ultimately, to me, is the goal of these. It doesn't matter to me as much if it looks just like it did in the game. It's more about, does it come off like something that Lego would have released? Because obviously some of the characters that got adapted into the game, they tweaked the designs a little bit, but to me, I feel like it's got to be a good balance of both. It needs to look like it came from the game and look like a real product that Lego would have released. And one area that this excels at is the torso. The printing on this is beautiful. It's pad printed. The pieces are in great shape. They sourced some really good pieces for this. And overall, this is a great looking figure. I especially think for $50, if you're paying that much for one minifigure, it needs to be perfect. And I think that this one was almost there. And ultimately with this, I think what I wanted to do was kind of give some, rankings on where I think this figure excels. And I came up with basically 3 categories for that. So I was looking at accuracy to the game, how much it feels like a Lego product, and then just an overall quality. Obviously, accuracy to the game. I mean, this figure looks like it came out of the game. It looks great. In terms of Lego likeness, I think it's pretty good. I knocked a point off on that in quality just because, to me, the goggles are a little loose on the helmet. They come off, if you just barely tap them, which I don't think that Lego would have released something with a problem like that. It's not even necessarily a problem, but I don't know. It's hard to reach a perfect 10, But this is overall a really good figure. And yeah, if you all want me to continue this series, just comment down below what figure you want to see next. And if I have it, I'll make a video about it. So thanks for watching, guys. Represent.